So I had a really tough session with my psychiatrist today. She likes to pretend that she's a psychologist, and like, personally, in my opinion, I think she should stick to what she's good at, because she has this way of getting under my skin. And I'm not sure whether it's like the language barrier that we have. You know, I feel like I'm quite articulate and I'm pretty good at speaking what's on my mind, and sometimes she just doesn't understand, and that can be really frustrating. But she was all trying to get to the bottom of things today, and she kept saying, stop, blaming everyone else, stop talking about the rest of the world, stop talking about the way that people make you feel. She's like, it's you, it's about you. And she's like, what is it that you're running from? What is it that you're hiding? What is it that's inside you that is too hard for you to bear? So you deflect, you push it away, you run from it. She's like, what is that? She's like, I'm determined to get to the bottom of what that is. And I felt like I told her, but she said, I'm really confused, I don't get it. There's part of you that says, you're this, you're happy, and you know what you're doing, and you're happy with what you want to do with your life, but there's this other part of you that says you hate yourself, you don't like who you are, and there's so many aspects that you want to change. She's like, your personality is so split, and I don't understand what that is, what makes that sense of self so oppositional to the other one. And I guess it just got to the point where I just completely broke down, and I was like in hysterics, and I was screaming at her, and she's like, who are you? What are you? What is the essence of you? What is you as a person, And I just finally admitted to her, I guess, what I've been running from my whole life, and that is this sense of that I hate myself, that I hate everything about who I am, how I look, what it is that I do, that I am never good enough no matter what it is that I do, that I will never be good enough, that I'm just a failure. And there's no words that can describe that feeling of being completely and utterly inadequate, of just being so broken that everything anyone does to you hurts. And it's like you're already behind the 8 ball, because when people do nasty things to you, it's just adding on to how you feel about yourself as a person. And if you feel good about yourself and someone hurts you, it hurts. But if you feel crap about yourself and someone hurts you, man, that's devastating. That feeling is so incredibly painful. And she just looked at me and she said, there it is. It's your fault. It's you. It's how you feel about yourself as a person that causes you this pain and this anger and this anguish. And I totally broke down, and I totally lost it. Because I guess in admitting that she was right, it was admitting what I've been running from my whole life. And I guess that's how I can sit there, and that's how, I don't come across as that person. I come across as like confident and outgoing, and I guess I've just been hiding it for so long. I've been like wanting to be this person for such a long time. I've been trying to fake it until I made it. And she said to me that I really just need to stop doing that, because I need to own it and I need to accept it until I acknowledge that is the true way that I feel, then I can't begin to work on it. I can't begin to work on myself. And obviously the world's going to hurt me a lot less. I'm going to experience the world a lot differently if I feel different about myself. And I mean, it's easy for her to just sit there and say, just because you need to change as a person doesn't mean there's anything wrong with who you are. What if you feel like there's everything wrong with who you are and you just don't know why? You just don't understand why you've never been enough for yourself. why you feel like you'll never be enough for the world. And you're always trying to get this outward appreciation, validation, to convince yourself that you are worth something, that you are a decent person, that you're all the things you ever wanted to be. But there's just this complete and utter fear that you will never be that person, because right now you're not, and you haven't been. And that's why I'm always drawn between, you know, this side and that side, and I'm contradicting. I mean, I find it funny that I can sit there in the appointment and she can, you know, she always says to me, you contradict yourself, you're contradicting. Listen, isn't that fucking bipolar? Like, isn't bipolar disorder like completely opposite extremes? I'm like, sometimes I feel okay with who I am. Sometimes I feel like a whole and complete person. And depending what mood state I'm in, that makes a huge difference. So getting the right medication and getting into a stable mood state is half of the problem. But where does one even start with trying to develop a solid set of like a solid idea of themselves, a solid foundation to start building your life on, you know? Because how can you expect everything in your life to be all rosy? How can you expect everything to not fall down around you when the foundations that you're building your life on is this sense of not being good enough, of being inadequate, of just... There's no words that can describe that feeling. And I've been trying to find the right words to describe that for such a long time, and I don't know what it is. And I feel like the reason that I don't admit it is because I feel like I can't. Because people think that I'm everything that they want to be. So that means I'm not allowed to feel shit about myself. Anyone's allowed to feel shit about themselves, no matter how successful you are, no matter how you look. I mean, I think it's just ingrained in us as a society to think that you're not good enough. We're always told, if you buy this product, you know, you'll be a better person. If you join this weight loss campaign, you know, you'll be a better person. If you eat this, if you buy this superfood, you'll be a better person. If you use this product on your hair will be better. If you use this on your skin will be better. And it's like, if you buy these clothes, then you'll look cooler. We're always told that we're not good enough the way that we are. And I don't think anyone should be surprised that as a society we all feel like we're inadequate, that we all could be better. Are we ever going to be good enough for ourselves? I mean, in my experience, the only people that like themselves are narcissists. And they're really lying to themselves as well. I think you shouldn't judge me for having low self-esteem and tell me I don't just because I do things that someone with self-esteem would do. Maybe I'm trying to prove to myself just as much as the rest of the world that I can be that person. I really wish I just felt like that person.